this is Dan for GemmyD on Cars. I'm here at Hoffman Ford and we're taking a look at this black beauty right here. This is a 2022 Ford Bronco Raptor. This is the high performance off-road capable SUV from Ford. I've been a proud Bronco owner for a couple months now, but this thing just takes everything up to the next level and we're going to take a look at it. Now this has a 3-liter twin turbo V6, about 418 horsepower, about 440 foot-pounds of torque. And the prices that these are going for are pretty insane with the markups, but we're gonna go around everything. Sadly, we're not gonna get it outside or get it out on the road. We're gonna poke around everything. This is the Mac Daddy Bronco, so let's take a look at the Raptor. I have to back up so far just to get this thing in frame, but this is just a monster SUV. It takes everything that I know and love about my Bronco and just ratchets it up to 11. Now, my Bronco outside is an Outer Banks trim, and that is more of a luxury trim. Doesn't have the huge tires or anything, but this has upgraded everything. This has 37-inch BF Goodrich KO2s. Now this is made for desert running. I don't know how many deserts are here around in Pennsylvania, but this thing is built for anything. I'd say this is just about the most off-road capable SUV that has ever been built from the factory. I know there's the Jeep 392, but that has a V8. This has 6-cylinder power, but this has, I mean, just look at the suspension under here. Everything is beefed up. This does have the Fox suspension. Let's just look in the back right there. Now this is the Haas suspension 4.0, and I learned today that the 3.0 is available in some Wild Tracks, and the 2.0 is available in the Sasquatch Broncos, and mine is considered the 1.0, which is, everything is massive. I mean, just look how big these fender flares are. I will post a picture of my Bronco over top. This is just huge. Now people say that these are kind of ugly, but I don't think it looks bad in person with this shadow black color. But those are just huge because this thing is about 10 inches wider than my Bronco. If you just look in the front right here, this is 10 inches wider than mine. You could just see how massive the tires are. Now this is a metal bumper at the front. That's the modular bumper. Those are the off-road lights. Those are your stock fog lights. Now just look how beefy this is. A skid plate right there. You've got 2 big tow hooks right there. Now this does have the Ford Raptor grille, and you have to have these 3 lights on here because it is so wide. Like I said, over 10 inches wider than the normal Bronco. You have to have this light on the outside as well, because it is so wide. But this thing is just beastly in every dimension. You do have some nice steps right here. There's your rock slider underneath right there. So many people that I've seen have taken those off to go off-roading, but this is Raptors are hardtop only. But I mean, just look at this. It's hard to convey just how big it is in person, but just look how much that fender sticks out. Seen a lot of people do the fiberglass fenders, but there's lots of updates on the inside as well. Look on the hood, we have a nice little bulge right here that has the Raptor logo. You also have some heat extraction vents right here. These are functional. You can look in there and see into the engine. But yeah, this thing is just beastly in just about every way. I love the Ford of the Raptor grille that goes along with the F-150 Raptor. But just look at this thing. Let's just take it in. All right, let's look at the back. Now on the back here, you do have a full-size 37-inch tire. Now you do have the taillights that are a little bit bigger just so you can see them around right there. That's definitely a different design from my Bronco. Just look how far these hips jut out right there. I mean, it just looks fantastic. I mean, this is the Mac Daddy stock SUV from Ford. It's just a beast. When I go on the inside, there's so much less space to look at here because this tire is so big. That has some beef right there. Now I asked the guy, those are probably about $350, $400 a tire, which stock 37s are pretty massive. There's even a little extender right there. But yeah, I think we covered everything on the outside. Probably have to relocate that just a little bit. Maybe not though. So let's take a look at the engine. All right, now here's the engine of the Raptor. This is a 3-liter. Now this motor is from the Explorer ST, so it's been around for a little bit, but we have, I think it's 418 horsepower, 440 foot-pounds of torque, 0 to 60. I mean, who cares? I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you're concerned with how many mountains you're gonna cross. You don't care about 0 to 60 time. But there is your Ford Performance badge right there. Like I said, the normal Broncos don't have an engine cover. This one doesn't either. That doesn't matter, but yeah, this thing is pretty beastly, and shout out to Ford for giving us the hydraulic lifts for the Raptor. Mine does not have that at all. That is a cheap accessory that you can get for the Bronco, but I don't have it. It's just not big on my list. But yeah, that is the engine right there. I know some people are a little upset that we didn't get a V8 in the Raptor, and I don't really see it coming into this car in the next few years, but who knows? There might be a hybrid version with more power, more everything. So all right, let's take a look at the inside. All right, we have the same Bronco key right there, except it now says Raptor on the front right there. That's a little bit different than the Bronco key. So let's check this out. Now I want to see how hard it is to get into this thing, being so massive. So if I put 1 foot up there, oh my God, that is so far from the ground. Now this interior is where there are a lot of nice updates compared to the regular Bronco, I will say. Firstly, this does have the carbon fiber pack with a little carbon fiber trim on the wheel right there. You do have a 12 o'clock little line right there in the code orange. Now if you see the code orange in the interior of this car, that goes along with the color of the Raptor. Now my Outer Banks has the blue, which I really like, but you got the code orange here. You got it on the 12 o'clock stripe right here, and on the vents, just like mine has the blue. Everything is pretty similar in here. You got the carbon fiber right there, although this is different. That says Ford, as opposed to the normal Broncos have the, I don't know what it says. I think it just says Bronco, but that says Ford Performance. You got the nice little lights right there. That's a nice little touch. Now up here is where all the business of the off-roading variety takes place. Now my car has these three. There's your flashers, traction control, and there is your trail turn assist. Actually, mine doesn't have that. Now this is the front locker, the rear locker, and this is your sway bar disconnect. That gets you to get that long travel on your wheels as you are off-roading. And this stitching is very nice too. I definitely don't have that on mine. There's your code orange Bronco script right there. Now this just feels, I mean, I know what my Bronco feels like. These seats are very different too. You have the suede and the Alcantara, which looks fantastic. And they are, I think they're more comfortable than mine. You have a nice Bronco, or a nice Raptor script right there. And right here on the center console. This is pretty similar. Now this still does have the goat mode switch, which we'll check out in a little bit. Now you do have shift paddles with this Bronco. I guess that's more advantageous for off-roading. But I mean, that is like so far down to the ground. This thing is pretty badass. I like the carbon touches. I love this little 12 o'clock strip right there. Same 12-inch screen that goes with the top trim Broncos. But yeah, so the back seat is the same. Now one other thing that is different, which we can take a look in the back seat too. This bar right here is new for the Raptor. That just gives more structural rigidity. And there's another beefier frame back there, which we can take a look at when we look at the back. So let's just turn on this right here to take a look at how the dash is completely different. Here, I'm gonna close the door. I'm not gonna start it, but there's your Raptor script right there. Fuel level low. Now this is all digital gauges, which is definitely different than mine. I really like this. I think this is a nice upgrade for the Raptor. This is something that no other Bronco models have. And when you switch these sport modes, if you just toggle that, now if you go to the sport modes, this is normal, off-road, Baja, rock crawl. I mean, that is cool. I love that. I think the new F-150 generation had these graphics that go with it. Now the camera system is right there, like you can see where your tires would go, but this is, I really like the upgraded all digital dash right there. When you go into the different modes, you have your tachometer over here, your speedometer over here. That is completely different than my Bronco. I like it. I think the shift panels feel nice in the hand. They're nice aluminum, have a nice feel behind that steering wheel. And I think that's what they look like in the F-150 Raptor as well. But yeah, this is definitely an upgrade over the normal Bronco instrument cluster. Now, a couple other things that are different too is right here. This controls your steering. Now, your Raptor R mode, that's almost like an RS button or like an M button for cars that allows you to customize your steering, your exhaust, everything right there. My mode settings, let's see, you have your exhaust, and we'll just hit that. You can put everything into off-road stuff. There is your suspension on the right side of the wheel, and there's your exhaust. Now, there are modes for exhaust. So there's normal, sport, Baja, and quiet, which, come on, who wants that? But yeah, you can just go through different things from the steering wheel, which is pretty cool. So I think this is a definite upgrade from any of the Broncos, but I mean, this is the Mac Daddy Bronco, and it better have some cool stuff. Now, something we need to talk about is price for these Raptors. Now, I think the base price, which I haven't looked at the sticker over there, but I think the base price is somewhere about $75,000, $80,000. They are asking $140,000, and they even said they're taking offers. They've had a couple people that are interested, and they've made an offer, but it hasn't been accepted. And I mean, it is what it is. If you're willing to spend that kind of money on a Raptor, great. I'm not one of those people, but this is, I'm going to say it, this is probably the most off-road capable and just about the most badass SUV that has ever rolled off a stock line, and it's awesome. What can you say about it? There's not too many deserts here in Pennsylvania, but there's tons of off-roading. You can do rock crawling, you can do high-speed stuff. I mean, it is essentially a beast right off the factory line, and I'm really proud of Ford to do something like this, to give such the capability. I mean, everything is tweaked and upgraded. The tires, the suspension, the steering wheel, the graphics, everything. Basically, everything has been upgraded from even the normal first edition Broncos. I mean, it's just a beast. So, all right, let's take a look at the back. Okay, getting down, because I'm 6 feet up in the air. Oh my gosh. All right, let's take a look at the back here. Now with the different taillights, that feels way beefier. Plus you have to reinforce that back tire holder. You do get the black badges, which I'm looking to get one of those for mine soon, but that just feels so much beefier. But of course it's gonna be, because this is way heavier. Now, if we look at here on the frame, this whole bar right here from the roll bar, the factory painted roll bar, that is way more beefier. It does say Ford Performance on it, just to give you that extra, you know, stiff chassis, just to do everything, because you're gonna really put this thing through its paces. But that and the bar up there is the main difference on the inside as far as the structural rigidity of the Raptor. Same window as before, and same tailgate, but yeah, let's just take this thing in. Now this is gonna do it for my quick little walk around of a 2022 Ford Bronco Raptor. I mean, this is basically pretty much the most badass SUV you can get from the factory of all time. It has everything you could want in an off-road beastly SUV. If you're interested in this car, you can go check out Hoffman Ford here in Harrisburg, PA. I'll put their website right here. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to follow me for all of my Ford Bronco content. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one. See ya.